Before heading up Corkscrew Pass, we stopped at the Colorado mine ruins just off U.S. Highway 550. The mine was a major supplier of lead, zinc, and silver during World War II. The ruins are quite extensive and well preserved. Looks like we're...
Low range, if you want, you can do it depending on your gearing on your vehicle, whatever you're comfortable with. Because for the most part, this is going to be up until we get up to Hurricane.
We turned off Highway 550 about 3 miles north of the Colorado mine, headed to Corkscrew Pass at 12,240 feet. Time to put JR in low range.
If you look to the right where it looks like a meadow and everything else, you can see how it's leveled off, and there's the concrete culvert that goes around the area. What that
Okay, we're on Corkscrew Gulch, 4x4 area, 4x4 only. The voices you hear on the ham radio belong to my traveling companions on this trip: Bruce, Kurt, Frenchie, Chuck, Miner, and Tino. We got a vehicle coming at us. He's pulled over.
Need to proceed then? Yeah.
The camera stopped working for some reason, so I lost a few minutes of travel time.
Diamond tacked up on the tree on the right. That's for the snowmobilers. It's all covered in snow. Bearing left at the Y, guys. Oh, I'm sorry. I should have said that. I'm sorry. It was obvious to me, but I know where I'm going, so I apologize. Thank you for helping me. Left at the Y.
There's some pretty steep stuff in here.
going in. That one, from the amount of dirt, may only go in, if you were to open it up again, 50 to 75 feet, because there's not a huge tailing pile there. But I've been in so many of these, and I've kind of got a good grip by looking at the tailing pile, how big it was. But they, for safety and stuff, they don't want you going in them, and they dynamited the entrances closed and stuff like that. When I first started to come over here in the 80s and stuff, that's when the government was starting to get concerned about people going into all these mines. They started, if they were still had a legal claim on it, then the owners had to do it, or the government would come in and do it for them, and then bill them. If there was claims as long as it's expired or whatever, then the government did it at their expense to make it safe and didn't get hurt. Over by Silverton, I think it's still open. I was in it, I don't know, 6 years ago or so. It's really a nice one. It goes in a long ways. It's a little less traveled area to get to it, and when you go in, it's one of those, as I mentioned yesterday, they have it going in on an upgrade slope that way. War cars, you know, with the heavy weight we're taking and not needing all the power to get them out, they would roll pretty much on their own. And it also gave a way for the water to come out. But this one has a waterfall right in the middle of it. I mean, it's as if you had maybe a 10-inch pipe, you know, in the city, you know, like when a fire hydrant is broken and squirts up in the air, it's coming through with that volume right in the middle. You can get around it without getting real wet, but you always get wet. Of course, the ceiling's always dropping water on you anyhow. You guys don't have to worry. I'm much more conservative. I'm not going to force you into any, you know, lines and stuff like that where you don't want to be. We're continuing straight at the intersection towards the tailing pile. That we're cutting across up here, there was some huge operations to bring this much dirt and rock and soil out of the mountains. Straight through the intersection.
We are working our way across a large mine tailing pile.
So these tailings were crushed before they were deposited here, right? Well, a lot of this was, the soil was a little, the makeup of the ground was a little different, and so a lot of it was, you know, dug out, just pick and shovel type of work.
Yeah, looking at it, there's a lot of round rock and rock that has not been hammered or crushed. No sharp edges on it. There's some, but it's mixed in with the round stuff. Oh, this is great. Little stream coming down there.
Okay, we've got a vehicle coming down with the trailer. I'm going to back up here. Stay there. I'm going to get him to pull in on this pull out here. So we'll be on the left, he'll be on the right. There's two vehicles.
Little tight, a little tight.
It was tight, but I made it.
I was just thinking that the van would have been able to do this road, and then it would have been really tough right there on that corner with those two guys in the van.
Oh yeah. Well, that's why my plan was not to take the, Chuck's truck through here, because this is more smaller vehicle territory. And yeah, your van would have made it, but I think with the volume of people we've got here, I don't know, maybe, gosh, I can't. There's only been probably 3 or 4 times that I've been over here, and I've probably been over this 50 times, that I had any vehicles coming the other way. And I don't remember any of them down here. I caught them up here, higher on the mountain, where we had, oncoming traffic. Now this is a nice campsite here. It's left for a group. And this up here is, if you were to go to the left out there, this is where the rail line came across, and the turntable is out there to the left quite a ways.
And that campsite was where the turntable was?
No, the turntable was out further. Back in the old days with mining, when you filed your claim, and if you paid every year your annual fees, and I think it's either still $10 or $12 now, they tried to raise it up. I guess there was a big fuss put about it, and so it's, whatever it is today, I don't know for sure. But after, I believe it was 10 years of working a claim, it was like buying it. You actually got a title to it. It was a patented claim, and in other words, they gave you the land and minerals and water rights and all that stuff that you had prior. And what happened was the government stopped that, I was in the 50s or 60s, I believe, somewhere there. That's new stuff, I don't remember that as much. But now they have non-patented claims, so you're basically renting the land from the state or the federal government, whoever controls it. And they have much stricter environmental regulations, I know in Southern California desert, the one over by Glamis, they bought up all the small claims there, and I'm trying to think, it's Gold something or another, I forget the name of the company, but what they did is they were required to dig up all the plants and cacti and nuts and flowers and stuff, but the bigger ones, and transplant those in another area, and then as they are finished using the heap leaching piles and sections, they put topsoil over the top of it, and then they have to replant the cacti in there, and they have requirements. We want it to round over and look like the hills in the area so that it's not as obviously what it was. But they also have now, depending on the size of it, they have to put millions of dollars aside in a fund so that should they go bankrupt later on and don't do their cleanup as they're required to with the permits, then the government has the money to offset doing whatever reclamation needs to be done.
Is that fund really self-supporting, or is it always underfunded?
To be honest, I do not know the answer to that. I really don't.
Frenchie, I'm going to stop for just a minute.
Okay, I'll pull up on a flat spot here. And, well, maybe I'll just go slow, because there's
Could you not block the road, Larry? Is that smoke coming out of somebody's truck?
Where? I don't see any. That's Bruce's turned down exhaust. He always blows the dirt around with his exhaust.
Time to stop and clean the dust off the windshield. Ooh, lots of iron oxide in there. Lots of iron oxide in those mountains.
Is Larry moving yet? I don't know if he's in his vehicle. That's why I didn't ask him directly.
Yeah, I am. I'm moving.
Okay, thank you. Didn't want to get spread out too much. Okay, Bruce, point out right where I'm at, there's trees to the right, but stay to your right. There's a whole washout on the left there, so stay to the passenger side a little bit. You can't see it, it's right at the water bar. Okay, there's a little washout on the left up here, guys. If you look back down the valley after a couple of switchbacks here, you can look and you can see some of the old original roads that were put in to the mine. So we're on the newer one here, but you know they went from one mine to another, or from where they were living, their diggings. Just before we come out of the tree line up here on the right hand side, we'll have the pit toilets. I don't see them yet, but they're up here just a little ways here. We'll stop for anybody that needs to use the facilities.
Are we coming down the same way?
Negative. We're going to continue over the top. We'll go on the hurricane, up by Hurricane Mountain, Hurricane Ridge, and then we're going to head over towards California Gulch, and we'll look down at Lake Como and Poughkeepsie Gulch and everything. On my right, you'll see there's the remains of an old miner's log cabin. Just beyond that is where the pit toilet is. I I've actually found in wood and stuff in my exploring up here, the square nails that they used a long time ago. We've got plenty of parking here. I'll go in and just kind of follow me in a loop, circle going around here, and we have plenty of room for everybody. Oh, my ears popped. I can hear better now.
Nice looking pit toilet. We all appreciated the break from driving. Okay, so we are continuing on up the mountain. Coming up to some serious switchbacks. What looks like smoke coming from the Jeep in front of me is actually dust that is being blown up from the road by his down-pointing exhaust pipe. Tight, tight, tight turn. Oh. My wife hates it when I film out the window while driving, although I do wish she was here to enjoy the view. Gorgeous view. Well, another switchback.
So do the numbers of Red Mountain 1, 2, and 3, do they refer to the peaks?
Yes, they do.
Nothing like going.
See which way those vehicles are going down below. We're headed this way. I'm going to
Could you guys please go in reverse?
It's hard to be a leader when people don't know how to be good followers.
Okay, Bruce, in case you have to back up, switch back here.
Yeah, sorry, I don't mean to crowd you.
It's really tight. You may need to back up to get around it.
They grade these every year. Sell them out. They're pretty safe, but they cut that one into the bank a little, so it's perfect.
I'm going to stop for a second and take a picture.
And for we'll stop up here at the top as well. When you get up here to the top, there's
Heard that.
wide to the left here. There's sign. You're just going to go up here a little bit further to the top. There's a wide spot. If you want to park behind us on that little swing out to the left, that way we don't block the road or anything. We can walk over here and just beautiful.
And we are just about to the top. Looks like 12,194. Well, 12,204.
As long as they don't block the road.
I hope you enjoyed this real-time video driving up Corkscrew Pass. You can subscribe to my channel to be automatically notified of the next real-time video going down Corkscrew Pass and up Hurricane Pass.